Are we live? We are live. We are live. Yes, yes, indeed. We are live. Achtung. We are live. We are. Oh. Hello, guys. Oh, excuse me again. How's everybody doing out there? I'm Werner Kid here, back again. Um, Welcome to the first open mic of May. Yeah, it's May, right? Yeah, it's May. But not only it is May, but it is a joyous occasion because today we are it is the 100th session. So it's a special occasion today as well. I just put up my 400th episode of Opinion Spot. And now I'm doing a 100th open mic Q&A session tonight. How cool is that, huh? Thank you. I appreciate it. If you just coming into the chats, guys, I had thought I start doing it again. I start putting up a few questions for you guys to check out and answer in the question down below. In there, you probably see there are through two questions. One's a poll, and then of course we have a question of the day of the. So nobody has to ask me. The question goes to the latest trailer for Meg. Yeah, the Meg. They did a sequel. And so I watched the trailer earlier this morning while I was very early this morning. And I saw some things in that trailer that my this animal geek had to put aside. I never read the books. I got some friends that have read the books that the Meg is based off of, loosely based off of. And in the trailer of the second one, we see the T-Rex, a Tyrannosaurus Rex getting eaten by the Meg. But get this. So this giant 60-foot shark beaches itself just to get a meal. Now let that sink in for a second. I don't care how much I'm supposed to disbelieve that. I couldn't, because the megalodon is not an orca. Orcas can do that. Orcas can beach themselves because they're trained to do that. They learn how to beach themselves to get prey, and they're able to get back out, unbeach themselves, and get back in the water. But I looked at that and I'm like, a megalodon did that. As big and as heavy as that fish is, there's no way that would have happened. I could not believe that. I was just like, okay, let that animal nerd push that aside real quick. I watched the trailer, and it just looks like a late summer thriller that you're just supposed to, the disbelief is not supposed to be there. That's all it is. That's what it's supposed to be. I mean, there was a part where Jason Statham is holding this giant shark with his foot, and I'm like, yeah, okay, all right, But we also see that they're going to be hunting in packs because there's three of them. There are other giant creatures that are going to be coming up from the trench. Cool, I'm fine with that. Just looks like a fun creature film that, you just gotta push that your animal geek nerd aside, and be like, oh, okay. So yeah, I put up that post, guys. If you've seen the trailer, did you like it? Tell me what you thought about it. And of course, there's another post up there as well. So yeah, I thought I'd start putting back some questions on my own when I do my open mic. Like my shirt. Uh, like the shirt. Got this shirt not too long ago. It's yin and yang, but it's actually a black lion and a white lion. So instead of the circle, you want to know where I got this from? Believe it or not, I got this from the website Temu. Yeah, got some nice stuff from Tenmu. I'm not gonna sit here and lie. I bought a couple of stuff off of Tenmu, and they work pretty well. Got some shirts and a lot of things. Even got some nice shoes. Like got some nice work shoes. It was like he's pretty good. Not bad. So yeah. Uh just last movie I saw, guys. Just saw the last what was the last movie I saw? I think I posted it on the community feed. Saw John Wick 4, chapter 4. Ah, thank you, Mr. Reeves, for a great series. A fitting end to a great character. Mr. Reeves now can add 3 characters to his resume that he it's like, for example, like Stallone has Rambo and Rocky. Arnold has the Terminator, Conan. Excuse me. Keanu Reeves has Bill, Neo, and John Wick. Not bad. And like I said before, the movie was great. I loved it. I thought it was a fun ride. Um, it to me, the way it ended, it had to end that way. Um, so another movie that I wanted to see is checked off the list. And guys, like I said, I have tons of movie reviews I gotta get out to you guys now. So that's gonna be fun to finish pre-recording. Most of them are pre-recorded. I'm just editing a lot of them. So I'm just gonna start putting up like a shitload of movie reviews that I've seen. So what is next? Well, we still have Evil Dead. I will get to your questions. I'm seeing people coming in. That's great. Thank you. Welcome, pack members. So I still need to see Evil Dead Rising. I've heard nothing but fun things about that. And of course, the last of the Guardians. I got to see how Guardians ends. That's cool. Uh, but yeah, man. Um, the homie Link is coming back. My boy Link coming back with a new game. That made me happy to see that. Um, but yeah, it's been fun, guys. Like I said, I've been kind of busy this week, and so um, but I got some stuff coming for the channel. People have been asking, are you going to do any more reaction vids? It was good to see you do reaction vids. You put up some reactions. Yeah, I'm right now. My all reaction channel is under construction right now, so um, I will be putting up stuff. Um, I won't be putting up a reaction vid to the latest Transformers. I started to realize now if I don't get if you don't see a reaction video up of a movie, a trailer of a movie that I want to see, if I don't get it up more than a week, that means I'm not putting it up, and I'll just do a thought video discussion. So I didn't even know they put up a second Transformer trailer up until I was like, oh snap. And I was like, I don't think I'm gonna do it. Usually want to do it right away. So I said, okay, so I'll do what I did for like I did for the Blue Beetle trailer. I'll give my thoughts on it. What I can tell you is I like what I saw in that trailer. Um, to see the Autobots and the Maximals together, and the main villain is some character that I think we all have been, any Transformer fan out there, have been waiting and wanting to see Unicron. Unicron is coming and makes a lot of sense. This one takes place in my neck of the woods, New York, in the 90s. And I have loved the fact that they have used a lot of late, early 90s hip hop for the trailers. They use Biggie. The latest one they just used DMX, and I was loving that. I was like, okay. I seen a little clip of the Autobots meeting the Maximals. Um, Optimus Primal comes in. He's going at it, and Mirage comes in, and then he gets taken down by a Cheetor, and then I don't know who it was, that Wheeljack. He comes in and Rhinox knocks him down, and here comes RC. Was that Alita? I think it's Alita, one of them. But just to see the characters, and like I said, Michelle Yeoh is playing Air Razor. Once I heard Air Razor, I'm like, I know that voice. I know that voice. So it's really cool. Um, I was talking to somebody earlier, guys, about because he was like, it's always a pleasure to hear Peter Cullen voice Optimus, and I'm like, yeah, it is very cool. That's for any child of the '80s like myself, that's the voice of Optimus we grew up with. We grew up with that guy. Like that is the voice, and it wasn't just he was doing the voice of Optimus Prime. He was also like doing the voices of other characters in the '80s. Like I remember he was the original voice. This just kind of will show my age. Um, Back in the day, one of my favorite live action shows was Knight Rider. Y'all know Knight Rider, Michael Knight, Kit. Well, if you recall, there was another car, Karr. He was the first voice of the evil Kit, and then they changed it later on. Peter Cullen did that, and of course he was the narrator for Voltron. It's Peter, and man is I think he's in his 80s now, and he still delivers that voice with such passion that I love it. I love it so much. And then so going back to what I was saying, guys, I saw that and I said, and then I saw someone say, it's really cool, and I said, yeah. I said I don't mind Ron Perlman voicing Optimus Primal, but it would have been cool if they got the original actor who voiced Optimus Primal from Beast Wars to do the voice. I'm not sure if he's alive, so I didn't check, but it would have been cool that they reached out to him and said, hey, would you like to voice this character? We're bringing Optimus Primal live action. Would you like to voice him? Because I know for a fact, before they asked Hugo Weaving to voice Megatron back with Bay's Bayformers, um, they actually got um, Frank Welker. He voiced, but they didn't like his voice coming out of Optimus, out of Megatron. I'm like, huh? That's Megatron. What's wrong with you? It's stuff like that. That's why sometimes I get so frustrated. Sometimes when they do these animated films or these films mixed with live action, and they voice characters, and they don't use veteran voice talent actors to voice these characters. They always try to go for a bigger name. That's why everybody was pissed off with when they got Chris Pratt to do Mario's voice. They didn't just get the original actor. I still haven't seen the Mario movie. I will watch it. I am gonna watch it, guys, but I still haven't watched it. But I've heard nothing but good things about it. And you know, hearing that Princess Peach is not a damsel in distress, that made me good. And hearing that the man who I like more, Luigi, kind of be out there was good too. So, but yeah, guys, I've been having a pretty decent week. I hope everybody's having a pretty good week on your end as well. Um, it's time to get to some of your questions, and I'm looking at some of the polls. 96%. 96%. I'm gonna keep track of this. 86% of you say um, y'all like the fact that DC has promoted Jim Lee to president of DC Comics. where 14% of you say no. I'd like to know why. I think that is great for Jim Lee. I have been a Jim Lee fan since he was just an artist. It's just something about his artwork you love. So whenever you get it, whenever he comes on something or draws something for a comic, I'm always like, I'm gonna try to get that cover. He doesn't now. He's not probably never going to do it a lot because of his job. So I like that, and like I said, nobody's answering. I wonder if anybody's answering the question about the Meg trailer, but that's okay. Um, so yeah, like I said, let's check out what's going on in the chats. Okay, all right. Um, okay, like I said, Warhawk was the first one to come through, and it's funny that it was Warhawk because I actually once I saw it, I was like, you know what, I got to tell him like I saw you get Solid Monster answer one of your questions. I think it was this week's. I think it was Monday Night Raw, where he answered your question. I was like, that ain't the same Warhawk that I know, and I'm like, probably is. Um, so yeah, it was cool to hear that. But yeah, uh, that was pretty fun. So we got oh, Brandon's here. What's up, Brandon? 100 sessions. Thank you very much. Hey, Caroline. Andre is here. Travis is here. Quentin. Ken, what's good, Ken? Um, what else uh is that all? All right. Let's see. Let's switch. Should we start off with uh okay. Travis. Who's what? Oh, who's your favorite Hashira and Demon Slayer? Don't have one yet because I'm early into the series, not that much. Do you play Prototype 2? Which one is your favorite? I do have Prototype 1 and 2. I think it's on my Xbox One. Um I have not I I like them both. Well, I've only started finishing 2. I haven't finished it yet, but knowing that the original character from the first one is Desmond, I think is the villain in that one. I don't like that. Happy to thanks, Ken. Thank you. Have you read the Armageddon Games IDW? I read the first issue. I like it. I'm gonna get the rest in trade. Uh, but yes, I have read it. Wuzzle. Transformers needs a reboot. In terms of what? Because these latest movies are basically reboots. They're not. They're not the same that Bay put out. I don't think they need a reboot. They're doing just fine. Um, I like the time period stuff. They're taking place in different times. The last one, Bumblebee, took place in the 80s. This one takes place is basically a sequel to Bumblebee, taking place in the 90s. I'm happy. Great. Without Bay. Well, Michael Bay is not doing these these later movies. He's not directing those. He don't direct those. He has nothing to do with those movies. And you can clearly see he doesn't because they look very much closer to their G1 look. Optimus Prime looks just like his G1 semi. He does not look like the semi from Bay's version. Big difference. Um uh Favorite fighting game villain. Uh Bison. Bison. I'll always go to Bison first. Bison, yeah. Uh I'm mad they don't have favorite Beast War characters. Dinobot. Uh, yeah. I mean, from what I understand, like they've broken up the characters. There's the transform. There's the Autobots, the Maximals, the Predacons. Um, Predacons. Let me make sure, because yeah, and of course they're doing that Transformers One, uh, which I believe is an animated film that is going to show, like, I guess Optimus when he was Ryan Pax and all those. So let's see who we got here. So Optimus Prime, Bumblebee, Mirage, RC, Lisa Koshi is playing her. Oh, that's cool. Congrats. Wheeljack. This is the first time, I believe, the first time we got Wheeljack. And Stratosphere. Uh, the Maximals is Optimus Primal, Air Razor, Rhinox, Cheetor. Uh, I'm surprised Rat Trap isn't there. uh, and Terracons, Scourge. Wow, Peter Dinklage is playing, voicing him. Scourge, Battle Trap, Nightbird, Transit, and Freezor. Scorponok is in here, and of course Unicron. Those are the characters. Uh, yeah, it kind of bugs me out that a lot of the characters, like especially the Predacons, there's not like uh we only got Scorponok, but there's no like Pterosaur, Terrorize, or I don't know if I want to see Waspinator, uh, but or Black Arachne or people like that. That'd be cool. But I guess they don't. They, if anything goes right, they want to keep the characters going. So that's cool, right? Uh, uh, any thoughts on the upcoming Transformers film? Yeah, yeah. The other one about that. That's the one where it's a past story. It's kind of going back when before Optimus became the leader. So when he was still called Ryan, probably when he was still called Ryan Pax, before he became Optimus Prime. Um, I find it weird, interesting that Chris Hemsworth is going to voice him. I'm like, okay, that's different. Still it'll be tough when I still don't hear Peter Cullen. That's he could do both. I don't care. Um, Gary Chalk still alive. Zolma, I want to play as Kyle Rayner. No, too young, too young, way too young. He's perfect for Blue Beetle. He don't need to be Kyle. Kyle is way older, and he's only in his like 20s, early 20s. No, too young. I don't want if ever, they do ever do Kyle. Kyle should not be in his early 20s. No. Do you David think David what? Do you prefer voice? Who do you prefer voice? Megatron, Megatron, Danny Kaye, or Frank Welker? Frank Welker all day. Frank Welker all day. That didn't I just say that? Like I grew up with Frank Welker as Megatron. That's who I remember. That's my Megatron. Um, I can't wait to play the new. Like, yeah, that's gonna be fun. I know you're excited about Nightcrawler as Spidey. I'm looking. Yeah, that's gonna be interesting. See, Nightcrawler take up like the Fall of X storyline is going to be doing a lot with the characters, and it's going to be interesting to see why Nightcrawler takes up a becomes the uncanny Spider-Man. That's going to be interesting. I think it's just a mini series though. It's not a ongoing series. What DC characters besides Nightwing and Batman would Daredevil interact with the most if they were in the same universe? Spider-Man. I go Captain America. There'll be some characters like that. Did you play Mercenaries? Man, what the hell? I can't. Did I play what? Mercenary of Destruction PS2. It was a underrated gem. The sequel was okay. PS. I did. I played that, but I did play that. I hope they do Green Lantern and Transformers. Why would they do a Green Lantern crossover? That probably will never happen. I don't know about that. Transformers, Green Lantern crossover. I don't see that happening. You aware of the upcoming last voyage of Dimitri? Yes, that is basically Dracula, um, Demeter, but basically it's taking chapter 7 of Bram Stoker's Dracula, which is the chapter that focuses on that the captain of the boat he talks about. He wrote it down what went down. So this is basically a film that's set from chapter. If you never read Bram Stoker's Dracula, I do recommend it. You should read it because that's what this movie is about. It's that chapter and what happened on that ship that was going from Transylvania to London. So yeah, but I am interested in that. Have you watched any dorky videos where parody video game? No, I'm not of lately. The last like probably one of my favorite like video game parodies, but it's an animated is Angry Mario. Angry Mario is funny as hell. That's just funny. Um, have what did you think of Cocaine Bear? I liked it. Cocaine Bear was fun. It was fun. It was fun. The real Cocaine Bear died though. It didn't live. It when it ingested that much cocaine, it died. It had like major heart attacks and seizures right on the spot. They didn't just go into a rampage and start killing people and things like that. So no, but it was a fun movie. It was fun. I love Count Dracula. Yeah. Like I said, I it's gonna be interesting, and the fact that he's more in like this kind of sub bat form. Like you don't, it's just that's fine. Uh, I am kind of burnt out on vampire movies, but when it comes to Dracula, I kind of give it a pass. He kind of started it all, so I give it a pass. Um, uh, I'm gonna use I'm gonna use my phone because some stuff's acting weird, so I can see the questions better on the phone. Mm, okay. Um, Is the glitch playing dirty tonight? I don't think so. Let's see. People need to leave wild animals alone. Well, first of all, and Cocaine Bear wasn't like that. The fact of the matter is, they dropped. It was this is the '80s. This is at a time when they were dropping drug dealers were dropping cocaine out of planes in different areas, and unfortunately, it dropped it in this forest area, I believe in Tennessee or so, if I remember correctly. And the real story is a bear found the bag of cocaine. It had like 70 pounds of pure cocaine, and it ingested it. It ate it, and it died. It's stuffed now in the national park, but that's what happened. Oh, the glitchy, yeah, gremlins, gremlins. What would Hiei think of Dante? Real question more is what Dante would think of Hiei. Like, you need to lighten up. That's pretty much it. That's for sure. Let's see. Uh, Mask and play. Are you going to check out Fast Nine? Is it 10 or 9? The next Fast and we'll see. We'll see. And don't forget to like like the button. Oh, thank you, Mask and Play. Thank you. Yeah, please thumbs up the vid. I appreciate that. And let's see what else we got. Real Manos, what's good? Hey, Manos, how you doing? Uh, JPX. What would Axel Stone think of Cody? Um, from redemption to becoming the mayor, I think he would give him a thumbs up. Be like, okay, you made mistakes, but yeah, you give him a thumbs up. Very much indeed. Mm, 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 mm. Let's see what else we got. Um, not bad. Happy to be able to catch a live show. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I appreciate that very much. Caroline, have you watched the first 2 episodes of the Unicorn Warriors Eternal? No, I haven't. It's on my DVR. I am gonna watch it. I'm looking forward to watching it. I have not watched it. I was gonna watch it today, and then I got busy. I was catching up on reading, uh, kind of behind on my reading in terms of my comics and stuff. So and then I forgot. I'll watch it though. I have it because I don't have regular TV anymore, like cable and stuff like that. I have YouTube TV. Um, you know, so yeah, but I definitely gonna watch it. And I love that you got unlimited like DVR, so you can just DVR that real quick. So yeah, I'm gonna watch it, and when I finish watching it, I will do a review of the first 2 episodes. Travis, how bad was first? How bad was the first Nintendo TMNT game? It wasn't bad. It was just hard. I still have that game. I still have the original TMNT game for the Nintendo. It was just hard. It wasn't bad. It was just hard. Um, Mask and Play. Thoughts on the Spidey versus Daredevil? You talking about the latest fight that they had? Yeah. Um, a lot of the Avengers don't like that. If you've been reading Daredevil, Chips Darcy has just been killing it on that title, and he'll be leaving that title soon. Um, Again, I posted it on on Twitter today. Basically, right. I wrote it directly to Marvel. I was like, "Dear Marvel, how come Spider-Man can be written so well as a guest star in other people's books, but in his own books he's written terrible?" I posted that. I wanted they ain't gonna reply, but I got people replying, and I'm like, "Yeah, he's written so good in this book." And yes, Peter, the Avengers don't like that Daredevil has villains. Him and Elektra took freed villains, known villains, to help them take down the Hand. They don't like that, and they actually asked Spider-Man to come help because how close he and Matt are. Look, I'll make it real. I've always said this. Yes, they always say that Peter and Johnny are best friends. I think it's Peter and Matt. They're best friends than more and more best friends than Peter and Johnny. Matt can understand a lot of things that Peter goes through that Johnny can't. Um, but yeah, it was a fight. And I think a lot of people guys to remember, even in that fight, Peter was still holding back. He wasn't going full. Peter never is gonna go full. He'll kill somebody. He'll kill even Daredevil. Now, even though Daredevil he's got enhanced a little bit more, he still would get killed by Peter if he wanted to. And even in that fight, you see he he neutralized Peter for just a slight second, just long enough so he can get away. He knew Peter. He knew this was not good. But I love where he talks about Spider-Man, and he's talking to us as the reader, basically saying, he basically goes and implies, out of all the costume heroes in New York, Spider-Man he says it, Peter is the best of us. And he's right. And it was yeah, it was really, I don't like seeing them fight, and I don't like seeing heroes fight. I really don't. But clearly, yes, he Peter was holding back. We know why he holds back. He'll kill somebody. Imagine if Peter didn't hold back with any of his villains, they all be dead. They Plain and simple. We saw that. We saw what happens when, if he wanted to, he could put a hole in Kingpin's chest if he wanted to. We seen that in I believe it was an Elseworld story. We saw what happened when he knocked Scorpion's whole jaw off with one punch. He could kill somebody. So yeah, I didn't like it very much. I don't like seeing heroes fight. I don't. But there, it was more like, Peter wanted to know, like, why are you doing this, Matt? Like, this isn't like you. And even after that, everything was going haywire. Peter still was trying to save Matt. He's like, I gotta save him. And Cap is like, we gotta go. And you see Peter just screaming that for Matt, like, Matt. And it was just got me almost crying. I'm like, Jesus. Um. So yeah. Uh. So, but it was fine. What would Batman and Mike Hager think of each other? I don't even want to know. That's gonna be weird. Congrats on making it to 100, Chris. Yeah, 100 sessions, 400 episodes of the Opinion Spot. So two milestones this week. For anybody out there want to know what the episode for the 400 episode of Opinion Spot is, it's what storyline would I adapt for Black Panther 3? Go check it out. See what I talk about. If you would be so kind. Thank you, Nathan. Watch Unicorn. Loved it so far. That's good. It's like people ask me all the time, do you watch Moon Girl and Double Dinosaur? I say, yes, I do. I do watch that. And I'm loving that series too. Because for anybody who doesn't know, especially in terms of New York life, the Lower East Side of where that show takes place, that's similar to what it's like. It's probably one of the most diverse areas in Manhattan, the Lower East Side. It was always a working class section of New York. Like if you're going, like you're looking for predominantly, you go further up north Manhattan when you're in Harlem. And Harlem has become more diverse as of late, or gentrified in a sense, but Harlem is still predominantly all black or all Latin or Latin uh, section. You got Spanish Harlem, and so things like that. Uh, I hope Akuma shows up in the Street Fighter versus TMNT. Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. Turtles have just been killing it with the crossovers. Street Fighter's coming up next. Then they're gonna do Stranger Things. That's gonna take place in 1985. So it's gonna be really interesting to see. Will Steven Yeun make a good Ryan Choi? The Atom. I I think he could. I think he could. I like Steven Yeun. He's very talented. I know at one point they were like, I remember there was rumors that the next Spider-Man was going to have Mr. Negative, and they were looking at him as playing the character. And Mr. Negative is my favorite Spider-Man villain of the big time era villains. Remember when they did Spider-Man Big Time, and they had all these new crop of villains coming in, the Freak, I hate Screwball. I forgot that flat polka dot girl. Um, Mr. Negative was the only one I really liked. I was like, this guy's cool. I like him. And it's cool because they even used him in the Spider-Man game, which was great. First episode is on YouTube, and the series is posted on Max. Well, I have it on. It comes on Cartoon Network. So I have it on my DVR, so it DVRs all the new episodes. It'll DVR it. Worst Spider-Man comic other than worst Spider-Man comic other than Clone Saga. One More Day. There you go. What would it be like if Daredevil protected Gotham City? The same. The same. Thoughts on Zeb Webb's Spider-Man run? Uh, there you go. I know. Say this before. Gil Resurrection BS pisses me. Gil is a cheap character. I don't like Gil. He's a cheap character. That's to me. Gil is to me when Capcom got lazy with their final bosses. Gil is just a lazy character. Everything about him is two hits. Everything two hits. Two hits this. Two hits that. Cryokinesis, cryo this, and then he got a resurrection. I'm like, this bull. That's so cheap. Let's see what's going on. All right. See at the poll now. All right. So the poll is DC promotes Jim Lee to president, yay or nay? The yes have it at 93%, and only 7% now says no. Like I said before, I am in the majority of the yay. I think it's congratulations to Jim Lee, very much. I think he's earned that. I'll say this: and I'll be real. If it would, if Jeff Johns had got that, I would have been pissed. There you go. I'm just gonna leave it at that. If he had got that title as president, I would have been pissed. I would have been pissed. Let's see. Peter and Johnny barely hang out anymore. Yeah, they don't. They don't really. After like, because if anybody's been knowing, like, Peter has had a falling out with a lot of heroes, and he's, which sucks. I don't think that was necessary to do, but yeah. And since Doctor Strange has come back, which I've read the first two issues, I love the fact that Doctor Strange is now back and he's with his wife. So he's got a sense of happiness. Clea is by his side, his wife, and he's doing more. He's not just being the sorcerer supreme and protector of Earth. He's also making house calls to the various heroes in New York. Like, they need, like, get a little consultant. He's there. So it was pretty funny to hear when he talked to Spider-Man, and he already could sense something is wrong. He's like, something is wary of him. Like, he's something mostly always is wary with him, but this time it seems really wary. So it was pretty funny. The Jed McKay does a great job writing. So Jed McKay is actually becoming one of my new writers of Marvel. That just whatever he writes, I love. His Moon Knight is great. His before that, he was doing Strange that had Clea. It was good. He's gonna be taking over the Avengers. He's great. He's really good. Uh, King of Fighters 15 boss Omega Rule can't be. Rugal was but yeah. Thoughts on Perlmutter no longer being CEO of Marvel? I laughed at that, Perry. I was like, yeah, whatever. Marvel editors don't know what Spider-Man fans want. Everybody knows that. And I don't think anybody should. Editorial is Spider-Man's biggest enemy because they think Spider-Man fans are idiots. They think that the only way he can stay relatable is if he is always in dire need. He's always this, he's always that. But you always have to keep him a man child. He can evolve and still be relatable. There's nothing wrong with that, but they just don't. And when you see him written in books like Daredevil and other where he guest star in other people's books, and he's written so well, you're like, why can't he be in his own book? It's ridiculous. Uh, Peter accidentally killed someone with one punch. Yeah, he did. Yep, he actually killed somebody with one punch. Yeah, he knows that's like. Should Sega do Eternal Champions remake? I would love it, but I doubt they will. Ever played Golden Axe? I love Golden Axe. Played all three of them, or all four of them, or five. Yeah. Moon Girl Double Down is one of my top five of all time Marvel cartoons. It is a fun cartoon. It's just a fun cartoon. Lawrence Fishburne is the executive producer, so he brought that to life to a degree to people who never knew the character. I was rocking with her when they brought her back, and I think a lot of people forget that Devil Dinosaur is a very old character. He's been around since the late 60s or 70s when Kirby created him. Yes, Jack Kirby created Devil Dinosaur. He didn't create Moon Girl. He created Moon Boy, but not Moon Girl. But I like the show. I figured they weren't going to go the Inhuman route with her because that's what she is. She's an Inhuman, really. She's an Inhuman, but she is legitimately the smartest person in the Marvel universe. That's not a catchphrase that they're doing for the show. She's smarter than Reed Richards. She's smarter than Amadeus Cho, Tony Stark, Beast. I hate what Marvel has done with Beast. Oh my god. Um, uh, you know, Hank Pym, all those smarts. she's the smartest. She really is. It's a fun show. It is fun, and I love the music. Music's great. Um, what are your thoughts on the Little Mermaid trailers? I've seen a little bit of them, and they look fine. I don't. I'm not gonna keep harboring on what should be right with the Little Mermaid. Oh, they got Chloe Bailey to play a white character, and I'm like, it's just like you throwing a hissy fit over that. Like, come on, you know it's stupid. It's just stupid. Like, they already shown like people praising her for her role, and I'm like, it's just stupid. JPX. What Capcom games should get at least a remake? Uh, Darkstalkers, uh, Rival Schools, Star Gladiator, Dino Crisis. You take your pick. There's a bunch of them. Uh, I think it's funny. Ellen was able to make friends with Akuma. Akuma. Okay. Uh, Akuma. His name means demon, which it does. Or Goki. That's his full name. But Akuma is, if you think about it, he's not as bad as they make it seem like he is. He 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 does fight more with honor than you think. He fights as a true martial artist, even though, yeah, he technically tried to kill his brother. He doesn't like people who uses weapons or so. He thinks you're a coward. He's like, what the, use your fist, use your true strength. Like anybody who uses enhancements, he hates that. So yeah, there's parts of Akuma that is evil, but then it's like he does. He's like, wait, if he's like that, then why does he do? Things like that. So I just applied for two museum jobs earlier today. One of them is Jocelyn Art Museum, and the other one, the Omaha Children's Museum. Hey, congratulations! I hope you get one of them. I never worked in a museum. No, wait, I have. I've guarded in a museum before, uh, but not a big one. Like here in New York, there's like John. There's the Met. There's the Met, the Natural History Museum. There's a couple of museums just in the city alone. So yeah, but I never you know uh, worked in any of them. How come Adult Swim hasn't thought about picking up Symbiotic Titan for a second season? I don't know. I would have loved to seen that get finished. I see Hal Jordan as a villain. I mean, how many times how many times he's become a villain? Only once. He's only become a villain once, and that was during when Parallax took over. That was the only time. And at first, they weren't even acknowledged that was Parallax in him. But yeah, I mean, I don't hate Hal Jordan. I just think he and John Stewart are just way overexposed. Way overexposed. Anytime they think about adding a Green Lantern in on a Justice League, or they do something animated, they always go directly to Hal or John. That last Green Lantern movie that was based for the Tomorrowverse, I hated that. I hated that because all that was Kyle Rayner's story. They just took Kyle, booted him out of his own story, and put John Stewart in there. And I'm watching this movie, and I'm like, this is ridiculous. Like, I'm like, they wrote this movie as if people are supposed to know who these characters are, because that movie was not casual friendly. The last Green Lanterns, it wasn't, because there were characters in there nobody probably knew about. Nobody. You ask an average person who probably just watch the animated stuff, tell them, ask them who Adam Strange is. They wouldn't know that. They wouldn't know that. It was that. And this latest, I mean, they're about to do the next Tomorrowverse movie, which is called Justice League War World, which I'm very interested in seeing because, but it's going to be, I believe it's going to be rated R because it's going to be very bloody. And I'm like, if it could be as rated R as you want, but it's like, if it ain't good, it ain't good. Like the Tomorrowverse has been hit and miss with me. All those movies that are based around the Tomorrowverse, and you know it's a Tomorrowverse movie because of the shade of the character. Like they got like that thick black line around them, like the outlining, and that's fine. I like that. That's how you can distinguish that it's a Tomorrowverse. To me, the best Tomorrowverse movies was Long Halloween, which I love because that's one of my favorite Batman stories. I love that story. And I thought Jason Ackles voiced Batman perfectly. I was like, yeah, he's becoming one of my favorite Batman voice actors. He's up there. I love the fact that Wonder Woman actually sounds like she's from the Greek islands or so. Yes, I know they took a little bit of Gal Gadot, who isn't Greek, but still, I like that she has an accent. She has an accent that makes her feel like, yeah, she's Greek or something. Like I like that. It's the little things sometimes that will make a character stand out. To me, I never understood when they would voice one people would voice one. She just spoke regular English and didn't have like an accent or something. I always that always bothered me. I was like, as much as I like Susan Eisenberg, who voiced her throughout Justice League, I like her, but I was just like, why didn't she have like an accent? She should have like an accent of a Greek or from the Greek islands or something like that. It it just bothered me. That always bothered me. I think it's perfect. Jim Lee is more of a businessman than some of his peers. Yeah, Jim Lee understands the importance of being an artist. He worked half of his career as an artist. He left Marvel, went on to start his own company, the Wildstorm universe and, the Wildcats and all those characters. He did great, went to DC. He was still doing artwork there, but he was getting promoted there and it was working for him. And then hearing that he's the president now, I'm so happy for him. I'm like, he well deserved. I said it before. If nobody didn't hear, I said it. If it was Jeff Johns that got there, I would have been pissed. And I'm like, really? Him? He gets that? No. Mm-mm. What is your opinion? What is your opinion as the most solid friendship in DC and Marvel? Who in your opinion has the most solid friendship in DC and Marvel? Well, let's start with Marvel. If we're gonna look at it from that point of view, you got to go Luke and Danny. That friendship, they're like brothers from another mother. Colleen and Misty Knight, they call themselves the Daughters of the Dragon. Uh, Peter has two, but definitely I'm gonna put Daredevil over Johnny. Um, uh, got to go Reed and Thing. Um, uh, I'm gonna go Steve Rogers and Sam over Steve and Bucky. Yes, Steve's known Bucky a lot longer, which is true. Um, Steve Steve has known Bucky uh, uh, a lot longer but Sam has been Steve's partner longer. So and their friendship has really blossomed. I'll do one more for Marvel. Uh, um, I got to go back to Spider-Man, Spider-Man, Iceman, Firestar. There you go. DC wise, Blue Beetle, and Booster Gold. Um, I will. Um, believe it or not, Adam Smasher and Black Adam, they're very close. You would not think that, but they are. They're very close. Um, I know a lot of people say, well, Superman and Batman, but believe it or not, Batman has always got along well with Flash more than anything. Um, I love the relationship between the original Birds of Prey, Babs, Helena, and Dinah. Perfect. Um, a lot of the Titans, like just their friendship is just great. So yeah, there's a bunch. Those are a bunch. And the Trinity, you could put the Trinity together. Yeah, but I do love friendships. You know, I do love hero friendships. Like when heroes, I love when heroes talk instead of talking to, they talk to another fellow hero, and that other fellow hero is like, I understand what you're going through. I've been there. Like that's why I would always love. Don't get me wrong. I love Peter and Johnny's friendship because I love when Peter would go. They would always meet on top of the Statue of Liberty and just talk, and I love that. I'm like, yeah, that's great. You know how much, you know how badly I want to see that live action, like to see them, Johnny and Peter talk. I want to see that so badly. So Jim Lee is president of DC Comics now. Yep. I'm a big fan of Captain Marvel, Spider Woman. Yeah, that's another good friendship. That friendship blossomed really well. That friendship really blossomed, and it blossomed when they both were on the Avengers. You saw that blossomed really well. So yeah, Carol and Carol and Julia. Uh, but yeah, like I said, I love Luke and Luke and Danny's relationship, and it's funny now that Luke is the mayor, of the Marvel New York. It's still kind of hard for some people because it's really funny. Like since Doctor Strange came back, he was shocked. He's like, "Oh my God, we've known each other for a long time. I'm just, do I call you Mr. Mayor?" It was really funny. It was so funny when he brought that up. I thought that was funny. Um, but yeah, it is good. It's really good. Um, what else is a really interesting friendship? The Watcher, Owatu, and Blue Marvel. Their friendship is like out there, but they're close. I'll also throw Thor and Cap instead of Cap and Tony. Thor and Cap get along better Thor and than Thor and Thor does not like Iron Man. He's not a big fan of Iron Man. He doesn't. He still is kind of hurt that Iron Man cloned him and made Ragnarok. Yeah, he's still. Y'all remember that when he beat Tony up during Hurricane Katrina and told him, now you gotta now walk back. And he's like, I can't walk. My armor's man. He's in crawl. I'll never forget that. That was beautifully written. That was where Tony became a real piece of work to a lot of people. There were a lot of people that hated that character. After Civil War, people hated Iron Man. I knew that for a fact because there was a lot of people that. So when J. Michael Straczynski brought Thor back after Ragnarok, I was wondering when he's going to encounter Iron Man, and he did. And the look on Thor's face, and um, I forgot who was doing the artwork then. He drew Thor's face beautifully, just showing the disdain and hatred. And Tony came down, was like, "Hey, Thor, it's good to see you, bud." And he's just mean mugging him, like he's like, it's almost like you come to me of your own risk. And he's telling me, "Yeah, we got new rules here. You can't be just going." And Thor was like, "Screw your rules. Like, I'm do whatever I want." And he just beat the crap out of Thor. I was cracking up. And then they go ahead and do Civil War 2, which was not even necessary. That's why I don't like Civil War. I don't like it. It's funny how the MCU did storylines that I hate much better, but they did Civil War 2, and they basically they just switched roles. They made people hate Carol Danvers because in Civil War 2, Carol became the most hated character. It was just ridiculous. What would it be like if Kano was a Street Fighter character? That'd be interesting to a degree. He'd probably be working for Bison. What shirt are you wearing? It's a yin and yang shirt. Yeah, it's a yin and yang shirt, but instead of the circle, it's two lions: black lion, white lion. But yeah, I got it from the website Temu, Temu. Nice site. Got a lot of stuff there. A lot of stuff is very cheap, but I like it's great. Uh, gotta go. Hey, man, Justin, it was great. Thank you for coming through. I appreciate it. Regular show Halloween episodes are done. Some of the best. Yeah. What's your thoughts on Netflix doing a sequel to Chicken Run? Really? I didn't hear that before. Do you like Saturday Night Slam? Yes, I do. I wouldn't mind Capcom remaking that. Also, here's a quick question for you. This is from Andre. Do you think that an 8-issue miniseries about a completely eventless face stealing anti-hero would work? Maybe. What DC characters will survive the raging demon? I don't know. Maybe some of the new gods. I, Cyborg versus Doctor Doom. Who wins? Bye. Goodbye, Victor. So here's a quick question. Another quick question. Oh, that's the same thing. Do you think who do you think are the most least respected heroes in Marvel Comics? Least respected. Ant-Man. Hank Pym. More importantly, I should say Hank Pym, because Hank Pym gets the brunt of every time because he is the creator of Ultron. And what did Ultron do? Ultron became one of the Avengers' worst enemy. And because of that, he merged with his creation. So half is scary looking they did with Hank. Um, how do you feel when Batman punches guys corner in the Batman Brave and the Bold? What? I don't know what that means. Who do you think are the most? I just answered that question. If Cyborg met RoboCop, that'd be interesting. If they can do Thor and Spawn crossover, I want to see this scene. Spawn seeing Angela again. I don't think he would know her, or he probably would, and just probably like, you remind me of somebody. That's the only way I can think of it. Did you hear about stupid Raka Khan lawsuit? Yeah, I heard of that. Yeah, she gone cuckoo for nuts with that, and the Rock is in that. I'm like, what the fuck? That makes no sense. I actually have the Birds of Prey comic, Fighter by Trade. Have you read it? I read mostly every Birds of Prey comic. So yes. Oh, I love that shirt. Thank you. Thank you. I have another one too. Well, not it's a different, same company. Uh, but it's this one's even kind of cooler. Eesh, God. Wolf. Oh, so you actually see me wear it in a couple of earlier videos if you check it out. Um, I actually got this my Kango from Timu. I like Kango hats. I love these hats. Uh, what Marvel characters besides Doctor Strange would Phantom Stranger react? The Phantom Stranger is more of a cosmic character, so a lot of the cosmic characters, the cosmic heroes, would interact with him more than Doctor Strange. Which is more messed up, Lex as president or Kingpin as mayor? They both are, but I'm definitely gonna go Kingpin because I don't know how he won that, and people knew who he was. I'm like, yeah, sorry, yeah, it's all right. Did you did not you can sue dead people? I didn't know you could sue Deadpool. Yeah, I told you, they're stupid. So, anyways, who's your favorite Doom Patrol member? Um, Robot Man. I would say Robot Man, but I also you could throw Beast Boy in there too, or Changeling. That's when he was called that. Have you played Tech Romancer? Yes, I have played it. I had it. I played it, but don't own it. Um, how you feeling when you see Princess Zelda for the first time? Um, how did I feel when I saw Princess Zelda? Okay. And then when you start seeing like she ain't no damsel in distress, it's like, yeah, excuse me, princess. Raikkonen needs some professional help, in on my honest opinion. Yeah, I don't know what the hell she is on or what she's trying to do. You know, her stupid lawsuit is is gonna get somebody falsely accused of something, and like Johnny Depp and everybody, they're gonna start losing things because of just accusations, and that's why why I always preach the double standard stuff is that double standard nonsense is crap because if it was a woman doing it, it's just like, oh, it's okay, but if a man does, it's like they instantly get fired or something. It's just stupid. I know your favorite character, Bloody Roy Hugo, the wolf. Yeah, I love Hugo. Next would be Long, the tiger. Third would be Buck Ryu. Um, yeah, I've been slandered. Not fun. Yeah, it ain't fun. Yeah, it ain't fun. It's not fun to be. Yeah, it's not fun at all. Mask and play. Is it mask and play? Have you ever encountered a Karen? Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Yep. Several occasions. The first time it happened was in the heart during the true beginning of the the pandemic. Um, I was at a bank, a Wells Fargo bank, and I think I was working. It was working. Yeah, I was working there. I was working security at that bank, and at the time, the bank was not allowing people to come in. Coming in to deposit or do whatever they need. Everything had to been through the drive-through. So one day, um, I remember I was, directing traffic to. There were two lines. The first line was one to the left. The cars can drive up right to the teller, and teller takes all the money. The second lane to the right was you do it yourself. You take the tube, put your money, whatever, shoot it through, and it'll go over and everything like that. A lot of people always wanted to have the teller, but the problem is the bank was situated right at an intersection. So if you turn and try to get and you're blocking the traffic of this intersection. And I would tell people, you don't have to, you can go over to the self deposit, and a lot of people didn't want to do that. So I remember I'm doing that, and I said to this woman, I said, you can go to the other side, ma'am, if you like. And she's like, no, I want to stay here. No, thank you. I'm like, okay, fine. So I go to the back of the line, and I tell this woman, I say, ma'am, you don't have to stay in the back. You could drive and go on the second. Oh, really? I was like, yeah, go ahead. So I get up there, right? I get up there, and all of a sudden, here comes that same woman that I told earlier you could do that. How come you made her? She basically skipped the line. I'm like, no, she didn't. She got on the second lane, like I told her, like I said you could. You didn't want to get on that line. You wanted to be near the bank teller. That line is wide open for anybody. And I didn't. And two, I don't want her blocking traffic, blocking the roads. So I'm like, and she's just going at it, just running her mouth, and I'm just like, I just want to curse this woman out to a point. Like, I just want to say, shut the fuck up. Like, you stupid, like, you dumb idiot. She's just screaming. And I'm like, yeah, whatever, Karen. I literally said it. I'm like, yeah, whatever, Karen. That's not my name. I'm like, well, you're acting like one. And the woman she's like, did I get you in trouble? I'm like, no, you didn't get me in trouble. Like, go do your thing. And it's stupid. Like, that was the first time I ran into a Karen, MP. And so anytime I see videos of Karens, I'm like, I know what that feels like to see these idiot people throwing temper tantrums and just acting childish. It's just ridiculous. So I know what that feels like, big time, because it's happened to me. Happened to me. It has. So I have encountered a Karen. I mean, some of them, when I watch them on like YouTube, and Karens get what they deserve, I clap. I'm like, yeah, that's what you get, because they think they could just say whatever the fuck they want, and they think they could just do whatever the hell they want, and there's no consequences for it. Well, you're wrong. There's going to be consequences. Indie wrestler taking too many dangerous bumps, little money. Um, I love the independent circuit. I do, but there are a lot of, when you work at a style that is different. Like, for example, Will Ospreay. Look at the way he works. That is not healthy for him, and you can see the surgeries that he's had on his body. That I know a lot of people complain about how WWE wrestles, but but they wrestle that way to maximize performance levels even in their when a wrestler starts getting upper in age, you know, you look at how they wrestle in Japan and New Japan. That strong style is always going. That's the reason why you don't see them wrestling every week. They get time off at it because your body can't go like that hard every night. So say what you want about WWE, but I like that they how they train their wrestlers at times. Even if you are a veteran, I like how they train them. They're training them for longevity, not for just short time spans where you go hard and then that's it. But you start wrestling where you just throwing your body on the line. Like, for example, another good example is I love Darby Allin, but he got to stop wrestling like that because that is not healthy for him. Not. He is not gonna last. And if he does last, he's gonna be just like Jeff Hardy. Every time I see Jeff Hardy come out, I'm just like, how much pain is this guy in? Every time he does a swanton, I even go, oh, like because I'm like, he's got to be in immense pain all the time. Like the things that he did to his body is just like I applaud him for like, yo, thank you, and I appreciate what you did. But personally, me, I'm like, yo, look, I don't want to see you dead. I don't want to see you in a wheelchair and can't play with your children. When I read Mick Foley's book about the what he put in his body through and the fact that he's so banged up that he couldn't play with his kids when they were young. He couldn't get on the ground and play with his kids. That broke my heart. I'm like, God damn, the trials and tribulations of being a professional wrestler. It sucks. And I think for anybody who wants to do professional, you got to be prepared. Like, yeah, there's going to be a price to pay. You look at all the injuries Undertaker has suffered. Undertaker is a I salute that man, but the he put his body through so much for the business. Steve Austin damn near was paralyzed. You know, he was damn near paralyzed. He was literally so when he came back to do that one match with Kevin Owens, and I didn't watch it at first because I was like, I don't want to see this. I don't want to see him. And when he took his first bump, I was like, please get up, please get up, please get up. He got up, great. But at the end of the day, like you don't want to be it. I always salute the preference, and I've met many professional wrestlers, and whether you're professional or you're indie, I salute you because I'm just like, okay, you got a short tendency if you're, especially if you're going hard in the beginning. So yeah, that's why I use Will Ospreay for example, because look how he wrestles. COVID can't steal people fighting over. Yeah, it's stupid. I hope Tim Drake gets his own TV series. I doubt it. I don't like self checkout at store mostly for the fact that I have autism and having dexterity issues. I always don't mind. I also don't mind small talk. Oh yeah. Oh, I didn't know that. Oh wow. Oh, well, yeah. I mean, I can understand that. You know, for me, self checkout helps me because I want to get out fast. Sometimes if I'm at a supermarket, I don't want to wait on the line, and sometimes when I do, I like talking to the people. I'm a people person. I like being around people, and sometimes those like supermarket tellers, they don't want to talk. You can just they either having a bad day. I remember one time I was in the supermarket and I didn't go to a self checkout, and the woman she just looked pissed off, and I'm just like I'm scared to even just say how you doing, sis, something like that. 'Cause she just looked pissed. But my issue with self checkout sometimes is, especially when they say 10 items or less, and these people got like 20 items. I'm like, can't you read? Like, it says it says 10 items or less. You got like 20 items. Ridiculous. I got to meet. Uh, I got to meet Veronica Taylor last month. Oh, that's the original voice of Ash. Cool. Look, Lex Luger, he's in a wheelchair. Yeah, but that didn't happen because of wrestling. That happened because he got into an accident. What will Tim Drake think of Moon Girl? Smart. Why was Wilson Fisk mayor? He bought into it. He took it from JJ because J. Jonah Jameson was mayor, and he got it. I forgot how really. When I read a Venom comic, I hear the original voice actor. Okay. Mm. Favorite 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 between these two bands: Metallica, Slipknot, Disturbed. Metallica. I like all of them, but Metallica all the way. I just actually listened to Metallica's latest album, 72 Hours. Good. It was great. It was a good album. Um, Best match that ever happened: Sting versus that never happened. Sting versus Undertaker. Yeah, that would have never happened. DDP versus The Rock. I would have loved that. Hogan versus Austin. You could also put Hogan versus not Hogan. Austin versus Goldberg. You could have put Steve Austin versus Hogan. Briel David, do you think Superman was sad when Nightwing passed away in Injustice? I think they all were, but he sure didn't honor it. Mask and Play, favorite fruit. I am a fruit guy. I do love fruit. Favorite fruit. Uh, I know it may be stereotyping, but I love watermelon. I'm not joking. I love watermelon. Watermelon is a filling fruit. You can eat watermelon and get full real quick because all that water ends in that. There's good stuff. But outside of watermelon, I love a good apple. And there's so many different types of apples, from your Honey Crisp to your Gala to this. I love them all. I'm a sucker for a good banana, a ripe, nice ripe banana. I love a good peach. Um, Not too much on pears. I don't. I love strawberries and cherries, uh, but watermelon is my go-to. Even when I'm at the supermarket, and I see like the watermelon chunks. I'll go right to it. I'll take it. Do you drink coffee? No, I do not. I'm not a coffee drinker. No, I don't like coffee. I had it one time, and my body said I drank it, and my body said, "Get this crap out of us." Blah, threw it right back up. Um, and I know people say, "Well, you can make it to your taste with creamers and all that stuff." It's still coffee to me. I ain't it. No, I'm a tea guy. I'm not a coffee drinker. I see a lot of people that just go through coffee and like guzzle it down. I'm like, you drinking that jitter juice? Like it. What do you think about jerk characters in comics like Damian Wayne or someone else? They're needed, but I also don't like them. Jerks. I don't like jerks. I agree with Warhawk. Okay. What is the best Disney show villain. What is the best Disney show villains? I'll throw Fat Cat up there. I like Fat Cat from Rescue Rangers. Uh, yeah, I'll just throw a lot of the villains from Chippendale are great. Uh, a lot of them from Darkwing Duck, great. Perry, will they make Fisk run for mayor in the MCU? It seems like Daredevil Reborn. It seems like Daredevil Reborn. I think they're teasing that's what's going to happen with Kingpin. He's running for mayor. I'm like, oh shoot, they're doing that. Watermelon. Wait, no, wait, no. We never got HBK versus Eddie Guerrero. Have we? I don't think so. They knew each other though because both of them were born again Christians. So yeah, but I don't think they've ever. I don't think they have. Watermelon is filling. I know that. Yeah, watermelon is filling it, but and the sweeter the better. The sweeter it is, the more I like it. Do you believe Superman had a point about Batman not killing the Joker? Yes, to a degree, but however, Superman never killed Lex Luthor either. So until later, you know, Batman's point of not killing makes perfect sense. You kill, you're gonna do it again. It's gonna become repetition to you. You'll do it again and again and again and again and again and again. It to the point where it doesn't bother you anymore. If killing is the first solution to something, then you're not a hero, you're a villain. Green grapes or red grapes? Uh Green grapes. I'll go green. I love apples. I've just started to really like blackberries or blueberries. It's funny. I would eat like blueberry things, like even muffins and stuff, but I would never eat a blueberry like that. And then I started eating blueberries when I would get like protein bowls or acai bowls, which I love, and they would, have the acai foundation with the granola and sliced bananas and the strawberries and blueberries and honey on top of that. Good shit. Mm, cereal is very filling for me. I love cereal. I can eat cereal all day, every day. I can eat cereal every day if I wanted to. Like I can eat that all day, 3 meals a day. I'm not even joking. I can do that. Um, do you don't like frappuccinos? No, I don't. I don't like cappuccino either. I don't any of that stuff. I don't. I drink a lot of Mountain Dew, so I have high caffeine. Yeah, you gotta chill that Mountain Dew. That's not healthy. You gotta stop drinking that. Mountain Dew, I don't touch. The amount of caffeine that's in that is ridiculous, and more importantly, um, it's just I don't like it. It looks like piss, and I'm like, ugh. Sorry, no offense. I tend to don't drink a lot of sodas as I used to anymore, even as I'm getting older. But I stopped drinking a lot of soda a long time ago. Like I have a cup here, but most of the time I'll drink um what is the name the drink? Um I drink I drink Celsius, which is it's like a soda, but it's low and got no calories or anything, and it's kind of crazy. I like it. Uh How did Lex Luthor become president? I forgot how that story went, but I forgot how that went. I don't like a lot of jerk characters. I still love a Goofy movie. Goofy movie is great. I want to see Wolverine in the Mortal Kombat game. That ain't happening. Mountain Dew Major Melon is good. Yeah, I'll take your word for it. I just don't. Yeah, I'm horribly scared of my temper. Your point on killing is why a lot of Carols don't like Frank Castle. Yeah, yeah. There's a lot of people. Even like, look, even Wolverine has knows how to tempt it. He knows how to. He knows when it's necessary and when it's not necessary. But yeah, Frank has this indomitable spirit of like there are no second chances with him. You know, and we've seen that. Like, he I forgot what comic, but he was gonna kill this young druggie, and I forgot who was with him. Stopped him, like, what are you doing? Like, and he's like, she needs to die. She ain't gonna change. It was like, it's like, what the hell is wrong with you, man? Stuff like that. What if Luce from Our House was the Witchblade? I don't think the Witchblade would attach to a young person. Too young. That's too young. Wait, I think they yeah, it could, because they I think they did one time attach to a young cave girl once, if I remember correctly. What's your favorite movie? My favorite movie dog. Mm, I Well, one of them has got to be Nanook from Lost Boys, the husky. I love huskies, so Nanook was a good boy. He helped them help the Frog Brothers kill a couple of vampires, which was kind of cool. Um, Go back and watch Lost Boys if you've never seen it. He protected Sam when Michael was losing it. Protected him. He Nanook, like I said, with Edgar and Alan, for the Frog Brothers, when they got cornered by the vampire, one of the vampires in the bath. They were coming at him, and they you know, they had the squirt guns that had holy water, and it was so funny. And then he was like, "Yeah, you're mine," and he's like, "Yeah, you killed Marco." And he's like, because they killed one of them. And he's like, "Yeah, you're next." And he's like, "No, he's just taking their weapons. All he took their stakes. He just pop, pop, pop." And next, they try to lead him to the tub, because the tub was full of holy water and garlic. And he's just like, they try to push him in, and it's a vampire, man. He's 10 times stronger than both of them. And he's like, "Garlic don't work, boys." And try holy water, death breath. And he threw it in his face. And he's like, "Oh," he's burning his. And then he just looked at him like, and he just was on the floor like, "Ah." So here comes the Nook, jumps and knocks him right in the water. And I was like, "Yeah, that's a good boy," So I'll go to Nook. You know, I mean, I love Hooch from Turner and Hooch. I loved him. I loved um, I love the animals from Homeward Bound, the dogs from Aunt Chance, Shadow. Um, I loved Beethoven. It was a good movie. Dogs, I like them. I love dogs, and like right across the street from me, my neighbor has a big, I think it's a pit bull or American bully. He just sits on the stoop, just watches people walk by. But if you get close to his gate, then he get up and like, "What you doing here?" Like, but he's a good boy. He don't bother me. And then there's that guy up the street from me. He's got this huge rock wall, huge. I think if I was to stand up, like I stand up, so the rock would probably come up to here to me because I'm a short guy anyway. But he like comes right up to. He's so big, and his head is so big. Like his head is like this big. I'm not even joking. I'm like, God damn it! I like what is he feeding this dog? His dog is huge. I never seen a rock wallow that big before. I'm like, damn, he's huge. Um. Uh. Let me see. I can't believe this is the 100th open mic. Do you ever sit back and think about how far you come on? Yeah, I do. I mean, like I said, today is a big day because I did the 400th episode of the Opinion Spot. That's uploaded already, and then this is the 100th open mic. I do sit back and I'm like, wow, it's funny sometimes. I still get comments from like videos that I put up like back in 2012 and longer, and people still commenting on stuff like that. I'm like kind of amazes me. What will Spawn think of the puncher? uh, your thoughts on Osprey? I like him. I like him, but I worry about him because, like I said, that style of wrestling, the way he wrestles, he can't do that for. He can't do. Turn my phone off. He can't do that for long because that's it's like I said, Darby Allin from AEW. He cannot do that reckless style that he does. That's gonna it's gonna catch up to him real quick, real fast. Because all I can think about is Jeff Hardy. How would you react if the worms from Men in Black offered you coffee? Uh, I would just be more like, we got talking worms here. That's just I don't drink coffee and I don't smoke either. So damn it. So and they like to smoke too. So like them talking in their native language, like Akachaboka. I'm like, what does that mean? Like what did you say to me? Um, what is Saturday night? When is Saturday Night Fright coming back? Soon. It'll be back soon. It'll be back in a couple of months. Um, it'll be back in a couple of months. I hope someday to bring back the original voice actor for Wolverine. He's coming back. Cal Dodd is gonna be in X-Men '97. That he's voicing Wolverine then. All the original voice actors that are still alive for X-Men are be back in that. I am straight edge. Your thoughts on that lifestyle? I have no issue with anybody who doesn't smoke, drink, or anything like that. I don't. I drink on occasion. Um, I drink on occasion. I don't. I don't drink to get drunk or to get a buzz. I drink on occasion. I drink responsibly. I don't smoke. I hate. I can't stand cigarettes. Smoke. I cannot. And I don't care what it is. I don't care if it's cigarettes, cigars, weed. I cannot stand that smell. If you're around me and you're smoking, my late mother smoked, and I hated that she smoked, and she knew I hated it, and she would always used to tell me, I'm a quit, baby. Don't worry, I'm a quit. And fortunately, she didn't keep that promise while she was here. Hopefully, in the afterlife, she did. And it's sad because a lot of her sisters smoked as well. Her mother smoked, and um, I'm glad to know that one of her sister, one of her sisters, her name is Tiani. That's my aunt. She quit smoking. I'm happy for her. Like yeah, she quit smoking. I don't like smoking. Whenever I'm walking and somebody's in front of me that smoked, I instantly turn on the jets to get in front of them. So I don't. You know what it's like to have somebody blow cigarette smoke in your face? Like I'm like Rowdy Piper. Don't blow smoke in my face. And like, don't do that. Like and don't apologize for it either. If you don't apologize, then I'm PO'd. I turn into the Incredible Hulk real quick on you. Like I legitimately wolf out big time. Like if you don't apologize to that, like, oh, I'm sorry, I didn't know. You just almost like look at you like, what? It's good. Like Morton Downey Jr. used to do, like, yeah, smoking and like, yeah, that's good. I'm like, fuck you. Like, that whole excuse in terms of weed, like, it's from the earth. Like, I'm like, I don't give a fuck where it's from. Like, don't smoke it around me. I don't like the smoke. I don't like the cigarette. I don't like cigarette smoke. I don't like cigar smoke. I don't like pipes. I don't like weed. Don't bring it around me. But it's illegal to you can smoke. It's legal. I don't care that it's legal. I don't want it around me. You can smoke it somewhere else, but do not repeat. Do not smoke it around me. I do not care for it. And that goes for like a significant other. If like somebody asked me that once too. Like, what if your girlfriend or wife smokes? How would you feel about that? I'd be like, yeah, you're gonna have to quit that. I'd be on you big time. Like, you gotta quit that. So I have nothing against people who are straight edge. Um, because I have cousins that drink to get a buzz, and I'm like, so you're getting drunk just to get drunk, and I don't like that. I'm just like, why? Stupid. Do you want a prototype movie? I wouldn't mind. I will never drink alcohol ever. Good for you. How come Frank Welker wasn't Megatron in the Bayformers? He did. He was. If you look at I think it's the first Bayformers movie, the behind the scenes. They did film him. They did film voice sessions with Frank Welker before Hugo Weaving came, and Bay just didn't like it. And I'm like, fuck you, Bay. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Like, oh, but you bring Peter Cullen, but you don't bring the original Megatron? Are you stupid? Like, he felt like it didn't, Welker's voice didn't match that Megatron, which I don't really care for anyway. I remember Mary Jane was a damn. How long? She wasn't a damsel in distress for long. She got quick, up to date, and she it was not. She was no ultimate damsel in distress. There's a big difference. Big difference. Frank Rogue is a great voice actor up there with Mel Blanc. It's spelled with a. I don't want to be a grammar hound. Mel Blanc is the man of a thousand voices. That man is great. Mel Blanc, uh, great guy, great voice actor. Frank Welker, uh, I mean, the man has done Freddie Jones from Scooby Doo since the 60s. That was him. He hasn't stopped doing Freddie, you know? Nobody can do that laugh like him, that like, nobody can do that laugh. It's like, come on, man. Come on. MJ was only in Damn Distress in the Raimi films. Yeah. Like, really, the Raimi MJ has never truly been a damsel in distress. Comic wise, never. Raimi run, yes. Yes. So yeah. What time is it? Oh, it's 10. Oh man. It's not even no. That's good. Making good time. I hope Friday the 13th comes back to the big screen. Right now, it's gonna be small screen with the Crystal Lake prequel. Chris, what do you think about the Twisted Metal series? I'm looking forward to it. I'm actually looking forward to that series on Peacock. I'm looking forward to seeing Samoa Joe as Sweet Tooth. I think he's gonna nail that character. They wanted somebody big to fill the bulkiness of, because they're using more of the Sweet Tooth from the Twisted Metal Black look. You could clearly look at him and it's like, yeah, that's Sweet Tooth from Twisted Metal Black that Samoa Joe is playing. I'm looking forward to it. I am looking forward to it. I hope they bring T2 back in theaters. Terminator? Hmm. I mean, they do bring back movies for like anniversaries or so. Do you think Seagal is a piece of dirt? Yup, absolutely. He's a liar. I wouldn't say a fraud, but yeah, he's a piece of work. Yes, he is. This is the guy that said he fought Bruce Lee and choked him out. I'm like, what? I'm like, when? When is this? When did this happen? This is the guy that got choked out by Gene LaBelle. Rest in peace. Like, shut up, man. You ain't. Do you play Twisted Metal? Uh, the last Twisted Metal I played, I think, was Black. Twisted Metal Black, which I love. Twisted Metal Black. But I've been around Twisted Metal since it first debuted. Um, did you play Vigilante 8? Did I? I think I did. I can't remember. What was that game again? I can't remember. Let's see. Was a fun vehicle combat game like Twisted Metal, but different take on. I think I have like just it. Yeah, a lot of that's when a lot of those like Carmageddon and all of those games started coming out. But Twisted Metal, I think, did the best of it. Speaking of another game, Siphon Filter or Splinter Cell, who was the better Metal Gear clone? Splinter Cell, easily. Siphon Filter, the only I might be sound a little sick when I say this, but Siphon Filter I thought had was kind of a terrible game. Like just the way he ran really weird. The only thing I did like was tasing people, and you can hold that taser until they start burning. That makes me a little sadistic. I'm sorry, but yeah, Splinter Cell. I like Sam Fisher, and I'm looking forward to that animated series that's going to be on Netflix. You know, uh, to me, Sam Fisher is the better Metal Gear clone. You know, once Metal Gear came out, that's when all those clones, those espionage clone games started coming out. But yeah, no, not even a question. Splinter Cell is much better. Who would you be down for a Donkey Kong Country movie? I guess. I didn't like when Alex Mercer was the villain. There we go. Alex Mercer. That's what I'm trying to remember his name. Yeah, I didn't like that. Favorite Punch Out foe. Uh, I gotta go Hippo. Yep. I would say Mike Tyson, but yeah, I remember he used to be so hard fighting when you get to Tyson, and you and then you finally figure out how to beat him. Like when he's about to throw his uppercut because he winks, and then it comes. And once you get out that way, you just time that right. And I didn't know how to do that. I was like, wait, and then I started seeing. I'm like, wait a minute. He every time he winks, And then somebody brought it up on a YouTube video, and I was like, I knew it. And so yeah, it was pretty funny. Super Macho Man was fun too. Yeah, yeah. I hope they do a Prototype 3. Yeah, I think Prototype maybe due for a reboot because I don't think they'll do another one. What did I think of the last Saints Row? I I played it. It's nothing like the originals. It Everything about the original was taken out of that reboot. Um, and it was a good thing that I didn't buy it. I rented it from because I'm a member of GameFly, so I rented it from GameFly, and I'm glad I didn't buy it. I was like, yeah, I'm glad I didn't buy this. I'm glad because I was like, that was terrible. It was not good. It was it was terrible. Hope for a proper Marvel vs. Capcom 4 come out. I doubt we'll ever see another one of those until Capcom realized that they're more than just the characters of Marvel that they constantly always put. When Marvel tells you you have the gate, you have the key to the engine, to the car, meaning over the 5,000 characters that Marvel has, you have permission to use any one of them, and you use nearly the same characters. That's terrible. Yeah, it was not good. And there was a part of me that was like, there was a part of me, Warhawk, that was like, I'm gonna put this up on my gaming channel and let people see it. And I was like, no, I'm not doing that. Nope. And I was like, yeah, I'll skip that. Have you played the new Dead Island? No, I have not. I do want to play that. I do want to play that. I have not played that yet. Um, rank the rank rank the John Wick movies. Oh, okay. Uh, I'm gonna go number one. Number three is my second favorite. Four is number three. The fourth chapter four, is number three, and two is number four. If I was ranking it, um, because Parabellum had some crazy stuff in there. Like, I think that was in the Parabellum was in the horse stable, which is that cracks me up. Seeing seeing John use the horses as a kick cannon, that was crazy. That still gets me to this day. I'm like, I think that was two. It could be whichever one that is. That's my second favorite because that shit was crazy. Like the first one, I'm like, I didn't even disbelief that. I'm like, yeah, that'll kill a guy. I was like, a straight kick to the face by a horse. I was like, yeah, that. But then the next time he did it, he's just hitting the horse on the flank, and the horse is just kicking like he kicked like twice. He kicked this guy like twice. I'm like, yeah, that dude's dead. I was like, but yeah, that's good stuff right there. Keanu Reeves just, I love the fact that he gets really into the work and puts in the work. All that stuff you see him doing from all the judo and jujitsu that he was doing. That's legitimately him doing that stuff, and I love that. John just got home from Guardians of the Galaxy 3. It was great, no spoilers, but the bad guy feels like a historic person. Oh, the High Evolutionary, huh? That's who that is. Quentin Blake, do you think Sephiroth, the best villain, video game villains? He's one of them. He's up there. Yeah, he's one of them. After seeing the Mario Brothers movie, now Nintendo and Universal give us a Zelda and a Metroid. Terminator Resistance was pretty good in my opinion. Uh, did I see that? I think I did. Do you want a Jonah Hex TV series? Jonah Hex could work at. I would say Jonah Hex would work better as a TV series than a movie, especially if you're going to do it properly. And what I mean properly is a proper western, not a mixture of Ghost Rider and John Constantine that we got with Josh Brolin. um, no. Let's see. John Netherton, do you think John Wick is dead? I don't want to spoil it for anybody who hasn't seen it, but yeah, he's dead. Sorry, but yeah, he's dead. There's no way he's coming back from that. He took a mortally wound shot. He's dead. He had to die. Sorry, guys, I spoiled that. But yeah, it was the only way he could technically be free. I think Art the Clown should be in Mortal Kombat. Yeah, maybe. What's your first? What was your first? Oh, excuse me. What was your first PS2 video game? My first PS2 video game. What was it? What was it? I can't remember. It wasn't Metal Gear Solid. It wasn't. We're talking PS. Oh, PS2. Okay, PS2. Uh. Here you go. SSX Tricky. There you go. That was my first, and my second, I believe, was Hot Shots Golf. I think, if I remember. Mm, Mask and Play is the Amityville house real? You talking about from Amityville Horror? Yeah, that house is real. It's very real. It's very real. It's out in Long Island, which is not too far. It's farther south of me. Long Island is, to most people who are on the quote unquote the mainland of New York, Long Island is weird. It's just a weird place. Like for me, it's weird. The only reason I go out to Long Island is to visit my grandparents' grave or my mother's grave. That's it. I don't go out there for anything else. It's like I don't want to be out because people just are weird out there. Just they just stare at you and it's just weird. I just don't like it. But yeah, it's real. It's very real. If you do your research, Mask and Play, there were some deaths. There was a man. I don't want to get into too much detail, but a man, he shot his entire family with a rifle. Killed his brothers, his sisters, his mom and dad. They all were asleep, and he shot them all dead. And I think it's now somebody else had it, but there was rumors that it was haunted at one point, and that's why they made the big, haunted the franchise, the haunted franchise. But the house is real. It is very real. Favorite Lady Deathstrike moment when she beat the crap out of Selena Kyle. Selena thought she was tough shit. Lady Deathstrike beat her with one hand. Cracked me up. I laughed so hard. I was like, Selena's a dumb, broad idiot. Like, she thought she was going to beat Lady Deathstrike. You stupid. You heard we might get King Ghidorah versus Deathwing or Death Battle. Nope. And I'm not even a big fan of Death Battle. I don't read that. What is the worst Jim Carrey film that I've seen? Jim Carrey movie that I've seen that I didn't really care for. He did this like movie where he was like I think he was a serial killer. Or it just had something to do with numbers. It was just weird. I was like, yeah. This is when he was. I think this was at a time where he was trying to be a serious, very serious actor, and it just wasn't working. I can't remember the name of the movie. It just didn't work for me. I had no idea Norman Reedus was in Blade 2. Yeah, he was. Um, do you collect old video games? Yes. I tend to. There you go. There's one right there up there. I got that off it. That's the Spider-Man game that came out for the Spider-Man game that came out for the PS1, but then they also brought it to Dreamcast. Um, and the one for the Dreamcast version of it is much better. They put more detail into it. Like, for example, Spider-Man, like Spider-Man's costume has the web lines, the web lining. In the original, it don't even have that, but here it does. And it's not just a stub. You could actually you could actually see his fingers and everything. This thing cost me. I got this at an auction. Uh, cost me. I got it for $79. I did an auction. I'm pretty. I was, we were down to the wire, and there was another guy that was going at it with me for it, and the bidding, I forgot what the bidding started at, but yeah, it got up, and I was prepared for it to go up to like $100, but luckily it didn't, and we were going back and forth. I went 55, and he would up it to nine. He would up $9 more, and then it was in the 60s, and I did 65, and it seemed like he had a budget. He was trying to get it as low as possible, but I was not gonna take no for an answer. And then next, I got it. I said, uh, 79, and I waited, and waited and waited and waited, and he never came back. So the clock ticking. It was mine, $79, which and a total shipping wasn't free. It was a $5 shipping fee, so that brought it up to 84 dollars. But it was worth it. I don't know why I'm a fan casting Norman Reedus as Jonah Hex for some reason. That ain't no. That ain't no. That ain't nah. I've heard some people say that they felt John Wick cares more about his dog than his wife. I feel like he sees his wife in the dog. The dog played a big role because of what that dog meant. That was a gift from his what? His dead wife. So of course the dog's gonna matter. It was an extension of his 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 wife's love for him. But yeah, if you go, but the one thing you look at the John Wick movies, they pay a lot of homage to dog lovers in that. There's dogs around all around. The Halle Berry's character had two they weren't German shepherds. They were another, they were like a smaller version of a German shepherd. I forgot what you called it, dog. Uh I forgot what you call them. Um oh Jesus. Hold on. I won't I got it now. Uh oh, there we go. Uh Belgium Malinos. In John Wick 3, Halle Berry had the Belgium Malinois. Those dogs are like quote unquote inhuman dogs. The amount of agility those dogs have are crazy. Police use those dogs because they can jump, they can climb, and in this one, the character Nobody had one too. He had, and this one was even more enhanced. I'm not gonna spoil what it does, but yeah, those dogs are crazy. I actually I actually think those are really cool dogs. They just they're monsters at times. I don't mean that in a bad way. I mean in a good way. They are like inhuman. The amount of what they are capable of doing. Like they are just athletically gifted dogs. So yeah. But yeah, John Wick showed a lot of care for dogs in his series, which I loved. I love that indeed. But yeah, he cared for his wife, but that dog was a extension of his wife. So yeah, he cared. Congratulations on 10 streams. Did you watch tonight's episode of Night Court? I got it on my DVR. I watch all my shows for the week during over the weekend. I don't watch them during the week. How do you feel? How do you feel when you played the Dreamcast for the third time? I was loving it. I still have my Dreamcast. So, can you tell a little bit about the High Evolutionary? So the High Evolutionary is an he's like a mad doctor, a mad scientist. Think like Dr. Monroe, Dr. What's his name? Yeah, Dr. Like the island of Dr. Moreau, yeah. But an intergalactic. He is an enhanced human. Um that he's been around for a long time. Um, he knew this is how long he's very old. He knew Mr. Sinister when he was still called Nathaniel Essex. That's how long he's been around. So though he looks like a robot, he's not. He's actually human. He's actually born in England. He's actually born in England. He he's responsible for like creating all these animal hybrids. Like he's not responsible in the MCU. It seems like he is responsible for making Rocket. That's not true. He didn't do that. But he knew Wanda and Pietro as kids because the Wanda and Pietro had a nanny, Bova, who was actually a cow woman. He created her. He's the one that also created like Counter Earth and all that other stuff. Um, he's he's just he's just a mad intelligent scientist at heart. So I was a little amazed that they used him for Guardians of the Galaxy because he's never really even interacted with the Guardians. He more interacts with the Avengers and people like that, not the Guardians. Um, so those are a couple of things about him. A couple of things about him, and to make it even funnier, he actually first appeared in Thor. He actually appeared in a Thor comic, not like the Guardians or anything. He is he is a creation of Stan and Jack, the king and the man. Um, he is a creation of them, but he's all purple. Like he's got purple. His face is purple. His clothing is purple. He just looks scary. He does look scary. But to hear that the actor they got his faces, that's all practical. I applaud them for that. I really do. Indeed. Uh, very much indeed. I bet the creators of Scooby Doo would be rolling if in their graves if they watched Velma. Jack Hanna and Joe Barbera. Maybe I don't know. Who's who's the who the play? Who would you mean? Who would I want to play Angela? Trying to think of a redhead actress, a natural redhead. I don't want. Oh, excuse me. I always want to have a real actress playing. I'm sure you've been asked already, but did you watch the Power Rangers special? And if you so, how long before you eventually cried? I watched it. My review is up on the channel. You can go watch it. Um, go watch my review, and I talk very quickly. I cried really quickly in that. So yes, I did. Who is your favorite Hispanic hero outside of Marvel and DC? Hispanic Zorro. Easy. Do you watch WrestleMania? Did you watch WrestleMania about this past weekend? It was better than I thought. Yep, I watched it. Um, I liked it, but uh, again, Cody's match proves once again that he should have won against Roman because the match he had with Brock Lesnar could have been for the title. The fact that, and yes, you can say, oh, but they're doing the whole new belt stuff. That the new World Heavyweight Championship belt, that is just a consolation participation prize. And I hate that. Like, oh, we're not going to take it off. Not going to take the belt off of Roman for some stupid reason outside of just trying to get him a record where the man is not even here. He's not even around. That's his contract. I know that's how he signed it, but he is everything that he once argued about with Brock Lesnar. So it's just stupid. The Bad Bunny match was great. Bad Bunny takes it serious, and I'm glad he does. It was great to see Swolito. I don't call him Carlito because Carlito is swole now. Um, Good to see Savio Vega. That was crazy. So it was good. Why is a Maine Coon your favorite cat? Because they're big and gentle. In your opinion, what's the best time of the day to take a shower? Oh Jesus. Uh, the best time to take a shower. Uh, well, I usually take a shower in the morning around 9 o'clock in the morning, and if I do it in the afternoon, it's 1 evening time, 8 o'clock. There you go. The latest I've ever taken a shower was 3 a.m. in the morning. So I can tell you that right now. I'm a night owl, so I'm up like late. I can't go to sleep early, guys. I can't go to bed like go to sleep at 8 o'clock or something. Like my body will not allow me to. Um, Even unless I'm dead tired. In your opinion, what's the best? Oh, that. John Netherton. I think personally, John Wick director should direct Deadpool 3 or a Punisher movie. Uh, I'll be down for it. I mean, I know the people behind John Wick is doing this movie called Sisu, which is basically watching Nazis get their head blown off, and I'm all for that. Watching Nazis get murked by a. What's Rocket's actual origin story? Um, it's hard to explain, but for anybody who wants to who Rocket Raccoon, first things first, he speaks with a Cockney accent. Meaning so he has a very strong British accent. They make that distinguish very quickly in the comics. Like he doesn't speak how you hear Bradley Cooper have him speak. He is he speaks with a Cockney accent. So in hindsight, there should have been a British actor voicing Rocket in the MCU instead of him speaking more like he's got more of a, a strong kind of Boston accent. Like he kind of sounds like he's from Boston. He does. Um, and because at the same time, for anybody who doesn't know, the creator of Rocket Raccoon, I think it's Billy Manilow. I believe that was. I can't remember the name. Um, I think it was Billy Manilow, Manitou, and Keith Giffen. They were inspired by the Beatles. Um, the Beatles song "Rocket Raccoon." That's how his name came about. So that was very interesting. Um, but yeah, Rocket is a lot different than what they have him in the MCU. You know, um, it's hard to explain, Caroline, because like I said, that's where you really have to go into because breaking his real origin down, you really have to look it up and look it at and like one of the Marvel encyclopedias or something because it's really hard to explain. But the best thing that I can tell you is like the creators of Rocket got his name Rocket Raccoon from the Beatles song. Um, so yeah, but yeah, he's supposed to speak with a British Cockney accent. So when you saw him in Avengers, Earth's Mightiest Heroes, where he's like, he's the Star Lord, respect his name. That's how Rocket is. They got it down to a T. A strong Cockney accent, So, you know, in a sense, think Michael Caine just with a deeper voice. Because Michael Caine has a Cockney accent. He has a Cockney accent. Speaking of animal hybrids, Spider-Man Unlimited will be in the upcoming. Yeah, I saw that. That's going to be interesting. Which is better, Image Comics or Dark Horse? Uh, I'll go Image. I do read more Image than Dark Horse comics, but I like them both. Who would you cast as Jonah Hex? Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane voiced Jonah Hex. I'll even go Josh Brolin was not bad as Jonah Hex. The movie was bad. He wasn't. But I'd go I'd go Thomas Jane. Thomas Jane or if if he made but if I was doing like back in the day, Clint Eastwood would be Jonah Hex in a heartbeat. What the hell? Helicopter? Uh, I feel like the bloodline has not only jumped the shark, it has jumped it, backflipped over and jumped five more sharks to prove it pointless. Yeah, you could literally tell that the storyline is starting to lose luster. Um, it really is. I don't know. The whole point of it should be where Jimmy and Jay basically leave, because that's where it all started from. It started with them, but it's just like, does Roman need the title to continue whatever story? No, he didn't. He doesn't need it. He doesn't need it. But they constantly keep him. They should have dropped. He should have dropped them belts. He really should have. Um, and again, last night seeing Cody involved in, he should have not. He should have never even been in that tournament, so-called tournament. He should have got taken out earlier in the day and was had his spot vacated, because his story is with Roman, with the WWE champion. He is not that second year. No, he's not. The thing is, like, yeah, they got him going against Brock, but after that, he should win the Money in the Bank. This is how I look at it. He should win the Money in the Bank, and I even think my man Solomon even said it. And I agreed wholeheartedly with him. He should win the Money in the Bank. Literally say when he's cashing in and who he's cashing in. So SummerSlam, Roman Reigns versus Cody Rhodes, number 2. Cody should win, and there you go. Um, so let me see. Muscle Man or Drax arm wrestling match? Drax. Don't let If you don't know Drax, look him up. Drax, forget what you see in the MCU. Drax the Destroyer is not somebody you screw with. This is the guy that was built to kill Thanos. Comic wise, that was his origin. Amy Jo Johnson technically may not have appeared in have you read about? Wait, but she's working on a 30. Yeah, I heard about that. Yeah. Do you think the Spider Verse characters will cross over with the MCU and secret? I don't know. They kind of announced that they can announce the MCU. They call it Earth 999 1999999. They're using their real numbering. Uh, gotta go, Christian. Thank you. Good night. Thank you, Caroline. What's your favorite Alex Ross cover? Too many. That's a hard one. I love Alex Ross, but that's too many. Cody should not only beat. Well, He should win clean in the yeah. Here's another thing why I'm getting tired of the bloodline stuff, especially when it comes to Roman, because it's the same bullshit finish over and over. It's like creative sucks. It's the same thing. He the opponent is beating him. One of his little puppy dogs, or I call slaves, come out, help him. It's the same, and it's the same garbage. The way Cody lost was the same way Drew McIntyre lost, and it's tiring. It's so tiring, and I can't. And I'm like, oh my god, really? It's terrible. Uh, yeah, okay, all right. Let's see. Hold on, I got a text message. Sorry. All right, let's see. I want to see White Tiger. Yeah, I think we all do. White Tiger. Maps can play. Last question, Chris. Will you ever stop doing YouTube? Mm, eventually, probably I will. Um, eventually, I get tired of it, or in a sense, time to move on to something else. Yeah, yeah. If I okay, uh, yeah, eventually. So, guys, we're gonna end it. We're gonna end it right here. I would love to see Cody wrestle Gunther for the first time. I no, Cody should not be going for unless it's for he's got the title and Gunther's chasing. Yeah. But yeah, we're gonna end it right here. It's 11:30 here on the East Coast, New York time. But we're gonna end this now. I wanted to start earlier, but it's cool. We made it to my goal, basically 2.5 hours. I appreciate everybody who came out and with chilled with us uh, and participated in the questions. We're gonna check this one more time about one question. The So we have 89% say yes, they like Jim Lee as president of DC Comics, and now 11% say no. And we end that poll there. We're gonna end that Q&A there. No, so I appreciate everybody who came out. Of the 19 people, the 19 votes. Appreciate everybody who came out. You are cool. I appreciate that, Warhawk. I appreciate that very much. You were cool. I think you rock. So let's put it like that. How about that? Though you give me a little love, I'm gonna give it right back to you. I think you rock too. But thank you guys for coming out. I appreciate it. Thank you for just tuning in. Thank you for running with the pack and running with your alpha. I appreciate that as much. But in the meantime, guys, I am getting a little hungry again. I think I'm gonna get something more to eat. Um, and I'm gonna chill. And like I said, guys, I will watch Unicorn. I'll watch that and give my thoughts on that. What can you look forward to this week? Look forward to me giving my full thoughts on the newest trailer to Transformers: Rise of the Beast. Look forward to some comic reviews. I'm catching up on my comics, and probably look forward to the the slew of movie reviews that I'm gonna review every movie that I've seen. Finally finish maybe half editing of the movie reviews that I've seen for 2023. So we're gonna start with, I can tell you right now what we're starting with Megan, and we're going up to, I think, John Wick, because that's the last movie I saw. So you'll see all those movies. Outside of that, guys, thank you. Take care. Stay safe. And I will see you guys next time. Deuces.